Hi, Thomas C. Chavez here with the Compass Way, and this time I'm going to talk about something just a little bit technical. Most of the time I've been talking in the wider frame of the Compass Way, the three fields of consciousness, that we have those three compasses that describe how we maneuver within each of those three fields. But I've been asked this time to talk about something very important in the compass of getting along. There are 8 named states of consciousness around that compass, and every one of us starts habitually in one place. Now, we're not talking astrology here, that you are fated to be this. It's just, that's what I have done. This is what you have done. We have habits, and the habits start in infancy, and they grow more and more powerful as we repeat. So I start my walk, my march, my hop and skip around the compass of getting along in the place we call validation. I seek validation. Way down, deep inside my psychology, I'm just a little boy saying, pat me on the head. Aren't I smart? And I've spent a lifetime perfecting being smart and having just tons and tons of data on hand and having cross-connected stuff, and I can pull stuff out and show all kinds of wonderful understanding, and I tend to start every conversation with what I can contribute from my smartness. It's that's how I have built myself to get along. And I move from stage to stage. We all do. I start in validation. I seek validation in order to have an identity. Okay? Move one over. I seek validation. That gives me, oh, he's Mr. Smart. Identity. Now I'm Mr. Smart. Why am I Mr. Smart? Because I want to be seen. I want to be held. Behold, he is Mr. Smart. See how he did that to do. That's just the movement. Movement 1, movement 2, movement 3, and it goes on and on and on. The way the Compass Way is negotiated, the last place I reach in consciousness while I'm playing the getting along game is the place that is mapped directly across from me. Directly across from validation, from that starting place. And not only is it directly across in the simple compass map, but because of the peculiar way we dance, I have to go 9 steps before I reach there, even though there's only 8 places. I have to come all the way back to validation from another angle before I finally get to being cared for. Being cared for. That is what we've taken to be called the no traction cross. That is the hardest thing for me to experience. Internally. You can walk up and take care of me right now, and I won't really feel that in my being. I have to get there. I have to get there in terms of my own process. So that caring condition is a place that I experience least. And so I can attempt to shortcut the whole thing and put myself over there and live out of the belief, out of the fantasy, out of the conviction that I must live in taking care of. And in fact, I did that quite a bit for at least 25 years and probably longer on each side. I had a practice where I would go to the office and I would be the alternative health consultant and I would take care of people and I would burn myself to a crisp because I had no traction. I wasn't on the ground. I was up in my beliefs about what I needed to be. Now I can play the same games that I did then, but now I will play them from me. I'm just a little boy seeking to show off what I know. And so you got that problem? Well, I'll show off what I know. Let's fix it that way. And it doesn't hurt. It doesn't burn me out. It doesn't cost me excessively. And it works just as well or better than when I really cared about, how I can do that. Now, this may sound like my problem alone, but it's everybody's problem to one degree or another. Some people are really grounded in where they come from, but most of us aren't. One of the things that I have noticed over many, many years, I've noticed people who believe in the law of attraction and really, really believe in abundance prayer and all this New Age stuff. And I've seen people works. Wow. Just put themselves there and it works. And I've seen hundreds of other people who do all the things and put notes on the mirror and who meditate and put $1 million checks on the ceiling so that's what they wake up to see and all of the tricks and whatever, and they nothing. And one of the things that I have seen as we've looked at the Compass Way is that people who are in their belief about themselves have no traction and nothing happens when they're starting across the compass from themselves, across the compass from their bodies. They're still in their own minds, they're still in their own heads, but there's no groundedness to it. And so they follow the dictums, and it's just sliding on ice. While other persons who, for whatever reason, are solid in themselves and come from where they basically come from and not living in their beliefs or their self-image, but simply living from what they feel, those things work. So learning this part of the Compass Way has enormous benefit, just like learning all the rest. So I've been asked to make that part clear. I hope I have.